Okay, so shoe tier list.
I'm Tommy. I've been doing parkour for like a decade, about 10 years at least, probably pushing 11.
I'm Braden. I've been doing parkour for about 4 years, around that number. I don't keep track.
But the one thing we do know is shoes.
Yes.
Because we've worn a lot and gone through a lot and went through a lot of really crappy shoes. But now we're going to show you what sucks and what doesn't.
All right, let's jump into it. The Van Ultra Ranges. Which style is this?
All right, so these are the first version. I don't remember what exactly they're called because it's worn down, but
I think they're just
some
called
of you
Ultra.
might remember these fancy versions or what happens to the bottom. No bueno. No good at all. You know, I think most of the people that have used these have done 1 or 2 cat leaps and then, you know, the bottom just starts chipping away. But as you can see on this side, didn't really do that. It's worn down kind of normally, but on the other one, no good. Now on the bright side, I actually still wear these shoes. It's true. I don't wear them for free running, but I do wear them. And as you can see, they obviously did some of this stuff, opened up here, the toes, pretty much every spot. And then they made their second version.
These, whichever ones these are called.
I think these are called the Ultra Range Light Cush. I'm pretty sure. Ultra Range Light Cush. And kind of same general thing, you know, they started opening in here. You know, they tried to fix it with the nice pretty rubber. These are super, you know, sun bleached because they've been sitting on my roof because we're ghetto.
Yeah.
But as you can see, same thing kind of happened here with the same kind of padding. All right. These ones I actually went through on this side. And when I went through them, that's when I stopped wearing them, and that's how they're on my roof right now.
They're called the Ultra Range Pros, which I could honestly probably still wear, but they're a little bit heavier. I mean, the bottoms look fine on these ones.
And as you can see, like the bottoms of these ones, they're almost a little bit more flat, like skate shoes. Got really good grip. Like that's something that I can't really complain about with these ones. They had really nice grip, but these ones just didn't last as long.
Yeah. These ones, the bottom on the foams, I mean, they were skate shoes, so they wore out pretty quickly, as most skate shoes do. Kind of main reasons I stopped wearing them. Glue started coming undone. All of it. But otherwise, these are definitely heavier. They got kind of hard. The leather, the fake leather, I'm assuming, got pretty hard over time. Otherwise, I still do really like these shoes. Shoes were pretty good.
And these are the newest versions of the Ultra Ranges. I actually have 4 pairs of these shoes because honestly, when all those other ones came out, I really did like them. I really liked the padding, very nice padding, very good grip. These ones are definitely the best version. They kind of updated in here, but as you can see over time, it still kind of rips open. Kind of rips open in there, it rips open on the other side, but it did last a lot longer. I still wear these. As you can see, the padding's still there. A little bit of rip stuff right there, but not too bad. Otherwise, it's wearing nice and evenly, still grips really nice. These are my everyday shoes, and I have 3 more pairs of these exact same ones, well, different colors. So I will always stand by Vans. I like the padding, really nice, comfy shoe, pretty much for everyday use. And yeah, can't complain about these ones.
So for the tier list, I don't know.
What do you think for a rating for those ones?
For these, I mean, they're a little heavy, but I'd probably give it a good A tier. These are really solid. If you get these shoes, you won't be unhappy with them unless an extra, not even pound, extra like couple of grams affects you that much.
And all these shoes, they are all really light, all lightweight. Probably some of the lighter shoes I've ever worn. These ones, you know, like I said, I liked them all. I know people that still have bought these shoes, and you know, I kind of feel for them because I'm sure they're not going to last very long for them. This entire thing actually ripped on a cork for me in a gym, so I wouldn't recommend getting these at all. There's a lot of people that don't stand by them, but I still stand by Vans. I wouldn't get these again. I wouldn't get these again, but I would continue to wear the ones that I'm wearing right now. As far as the first version goes, all in all, I'd probably give it a solid maybe C+ tier. Because they did last a while, you know, I can still wear them, but you know, that's just these ones definitely more. I actually like these less than those ones. They lasted a little bit longer. but not when it came to actually wearing through the shoe. And both sides of these actually came undone relatively quickly. So I actually wore them for gym shoes a lot of times. I really just say that these are probably like a C, solid C tier. Little bit worse than the other ones, I think, but they will last a bit longer. The ones that I'm wearing, I can definitely say they're one of my favorite parkour shoes that I've ever had. I'd probably give it an A+ tier. If they fix that and they lasted even a little bit longer, which I still think they are going to last a bit longer before they actually go all the way through, because they got this stuff in here too to kind of help hold the shoe together. But I'd probably give this a solid A+, maybe an S tier. We'll see how it goes, but I will be continuing to buy these shoes as I go.
All right.
All right.
On to the next completely different shoe.
These are Store 10s. These are pretty cool, but they kind of feel like they're generic shoes. Grip, pretty awesome. I haven't worn these a whole lot just because they're just not the comfiest shoes. I think for parkour, for grip wise, they're doing really well. You know, they hold together really well. They got good support. They're extremely light, which is really nice. I think for what Store is doing, these are really, really top tier shoes. I think if you're just sticking to the kind of free running side of things, maybe doing less A to B, these aren't my first pick for sure. But so far, they've held together pretty well. I don't have enough hours in them to say how well they're going to hold on forever, but it definitely. The other good thing about these shoes is they're not super expensive. You can get them what 50 pounds. That's what they charge for them.
It's like $60 US.
Yeah, 50 pounds, $60, something of that nature. So for what they are, they're pretty cool. They do kind of feel like they're a little tight on my feet. I don't know if I just got a little bit of a wrong size, but you know, I did according to what they recommended as far as that kind of thing goes, and you know, they've done well for me. I think they work pretty decently. Haven't fallen apart yet, but I also haven't put like 1,000 hours into them, so we'll see how those go eventually too, but so far so good. I think these are a good shoe that you can totally purchase and get a lot of use out of, especially for the pricing.
Okay.
I'd give it a solid, I think a solid B tier shoe.
Solid B tier? All right.
Solid B tier shoe.
All right. Next on, probably the least free running shoe we have here. These Adidas NMDs. Actually though, I don't have a lot of gripe with these shoes. I bought these shoes because I was like, whatever. Super good quality shoe. I mean, it's an Adidas shoe. Adidas is known for having decently quality. I mean, it starts ripping a little bit, but the main problem with it is the heel. I mean, if you're getting these shoes, you're probably not getting them for free running, but the heel does slip off a lot. Like, it's just a very loose heel. I do a wall run and it'd fall right off. The rubber, really thin on the bottom, started coming off. For free running, not a good shoe. Everyday wearing shoe though, I mean, I'd probably still wear them. They're good looking shoes. They look good. I'd probably give it a C tier for free running.
How's the grip?
The grip's actually pretty good.
I feel like the grip would be pretty good.
I'd give it like a C tier. I mean, I wouldn't. It's definitely not my first pick for anything parkour or free running related. So it's these.
Tiger.
All right, good old Asics.
Good old Onizuka Tigers. I've had the Serranos. I've had the Ultimate 81.
Yeah.
I don't see huge difference in all of them. The Ultimate 81s, it probably has a little bit more padding. Now, grip for Tigers always has been good. Gum bottoms are always my favorite. Gum bottoms as in like the see-through, like, you know, gummy kind of looking stuff. The black bottoms, tend to wear a bit faster than the gum bottoms. I had a pair of gum bottom Ultimate 81s that lasted me, the grip just never, it took forever to wear down. Some of my longest lasting shoes, and I think they only cost me like $30 because I got a good deal on them. But the thing that I don't like about Tigers, and I always won't like them about Tigers, is you got this stuff that happens all the time. See, I glued these together probably 3 times. Every single pair of Tigers I've had to glue together. whether it's here or here. And like all around, most people don't hate on this shoe. And I can't really hate on this shoe. I'll probably always own a pair, but it is annoying. It is annoying. They're
like decently cheap.
I've got, like I said, I got a pair for like $30, but I've also seen them online for like $80. So I think it really just depends on what you're looking for, or which ones you actually want, what'll fit your style and whatnot. The padding's nice, but it's not like really squishy like these ones would have. It's not like really squishy, but it's just, it's there. So if you're landing a little hard, you're gonna feel it. These, it's a little bit more like I'd give it a lot more of a padding rating just for that purpose. Other than that, you know, you can't really hate on Tiger's. Grip's always going to be good. Some people say the grip actually gets better over time as they wear down. I haven't noticed a huge difference with that, but you can't complain about the grip as far as Tigers go. All around a really great shoe. I give it a pretty solid A tier.
All right. So these are Chucks, Chuck Taylors, Converse, whatever you call them. They're not parkour shoes at all. The grip on them is not good. I mean, these are a little worn out now, but they have literal carpet on the bottom. Like, that's all carpet there. That's like carpet material. It's pretty much not that good of grip. Honestly, for free running, I wouldn't recommend it. Their high tops, like, their cushion's awful. I think for straight up flips and free running and parkour, these are just a solid F. Like, they're not good at all. I bought them because I kind of like how they look and I wanted to try them. If you hit the grip just right on the rubber, it'll work. It's not good.
But if you do some rail prees and you get that good old carpet in there,
you're not going to be having fun. So, for parkour, don't buy these. Buy these because they're Chucks and you like Chucks.
Chucks are cool.
Yeah.
Can't hate on Chucks.
But for parkour, F.
No bueno.
I'm sorry.
No bueno. Rubber socks, the Fayus. All right, these are a martial arts shoe. If you don't know that, you're living under a rock. All right. If you're getting these shoes and you don't know what you're gonna get, I think that's kind of silly. They're rubber socks. You literally twist them around. They're cool for that aspect of things. They're gonna wear through fast. That's just how it's gonna be. I got a couple pairs in my life. I think they're really cool shoes to have. Padding, obviously, they're rubber socks. It's gonna feel as barefoot as you can possibly get, which I've heard from a lot of people helps get your landings really good. So if you're trying to look for a nice light style, if you're just even if you're tricking or if you're trying to do anything that's just trying to keep you light on your feet, these are going to do pretty well for you. And the good thing about them too, you can see where you wear the shoe, because it obviously being rubber socks, it tells you it shows you it's got this little green triangle. You can see it wear down, and it tells you kind of how you land and how you work with the shoe. I've had people go through a pair of these shoes in a couple weeks. If you're training hard and you're training on concrete, spinning around, yada yada, could be a really good shoe for you if you're looking for that way. But if you're looking for an actual solid parkour shoe, these are not what you want. These are good for training. These are good for gym shoes. These are good for a lot of things. But if you're looking for your all-around parkour shoe, these are not it. The bright side, they are cheap. Very, very cheap. There's other versions of these that I've heard last a little bit or a little bit longer. I've not heard too much about them, but they're nice and cheap. These were probably like $20. You can get them right on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. And you can't, if you know what you're getting, you can't complain. But if you're looking for a parkour shoe, probably not going to do too well with these. I'd give it a solid, as far as trying to train light on your feet, I'd give it a solid like B tier. But all around parkour shoe, it's a solid D. So.
Wow. Okay, the Nike Free Runs. Nike Free Runs Flyknit.
I think it says something on the bottom too.
No.
Oh, I'm wrong. Never mind.
But no, so Nike Free Runs, I think this is their attempt at making free running shoes. Absolutely garbage. These shoes I wouldn't get. I've bruised the balls of my feet multiple times in these shoes alone. The grip is all foam. Yeah.
I've never been a fan of that ugliness. I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, grip is all foam in this. There's like a couple rubber patches, and if these aren't even my pair I had, the rubber, if you train hard enough, will come straight off.
And one thing, we use these on the Bucks basketball floor, and you know they gripped pretty well on something like that. I haven't used them to train anywhere else than that, but one thing that we did notice with these shoes, or that I noticed and I've heard a couple other people talk about, is if you land, you can kind of feel your ankle roll. Like it feels like your ankle wants to come out of the shoe and land like that. Obviously, that's not a good thing. We don't like that. That's stupid. Nike, you suck. I don't like you.
Do better.
Do better.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all around not a good shoe.
Now,
on terms of, are they worse than the Chucks? Because that's our only F tier for now. I don't know.
I'd probably say no.
I would probably say these are like F. Yeah, I'd say F.
F or D, one of the two.
Yeah, Nike, you suck. Do better.
Poopy.
Yeah, technical difficulties of camera not wanting to film.
C.
Picking up where we left off, we were on the KOs.
KOs. So the original KOs were blue. They were made for parkour, kind of old school. They definitely, they had nice padding, good grip. They were just good all-around shoes, nice and light. The downside with KOs is they didn't last very long. They tended to fall apart. Same thing with these ones. I have both pairs. Right side, they were nice and cheap. We got this one. Don't remember exactly what they're called, but as you can see, falling apart. The thing about the grip was always nice. The grip lasted way longer than the shoe. The grip looks almost new, but the thing is, these things fell apart. I've glued them. I probably spent like $15 altogether just on super glue, just trying to keep these things together. And eventually I was just like done with it. These ones, no exception. Same thing. Broke open. I probably have maybe 3 months altogether into these shoes. I probably got them both. They're nice and cheap. Probably got them both for like $80 for both of them. And same thing, the grip lasted very long. It was super grippy. The padding was good, made for parkour. Not super cool. Not like really good for concrete training as far as like free running and stuff goes. But the padding was nice. The grip was nice. It's just these shoes did not last long at all. I will never buy KOs again. They need to fix their problems, and I need to know about it essentially. But altogether, I'd give the KOs, if they lasted, I'd give them a solid B tier, but since they don't, solid D.
All right, on to the next pair of shoes we got. The New Balance 574s. These ones recently have been making their rounds. They're not as popular, but they got pretty popular for a while there. And for good reason. These are some pretty solid parkour shoes. I mean, the grip is phenomenal. There's no foam on it except for under it, where it gets a little thin at points and it can rip off like it started doing to this shoe right here. So a little wear and tear. We've got this. We've got a hole here. I got like stuck with a hook right there. And a hole here, but otherwise not too bad. Like, these shoes are realistically still wearable. I mean, the shoe I currently use to train in, they just have it all. I mean, they're a little heavier. They're not going to be as light as something like the Vans Ultra Range, which are probably the lightest shoe there is. But the one main downside is the sole of the shoe. I have a different sole in here, but the sole of the shoe will kind of rip and break, and it kind of pushes forward and makes it really uncomfortable to train in, which makes me kind of want to stray away from them as I buy another shoe here pretty soon probably. But I do love these shoes. I'd give them a solid A tier. They're a little pricier, so that's why I wouldn't really put it in the S. But yeah, super duper solid shoe.
Alright,
we're good.
next up, Kswiss. These are the SI18s. These shoes, love them. I will always love them. I got them probably 5 years ago. I stopped wearing them simply because of the fact that they don't make them anymore, and I don't want to lose them. Like, in the time that I trained with these shoes, like, the grip always great. It's still there for most of the parts. The grip is awesome. The padding's really nice. Not like super like extremely squishy, but definitely just the perfect amount. They just started wearing a little bit when I put them away, but other than that, if any of these shoes, if Kswiss decides to make another version of these shoes, I will buy them tomorrow. If they're out, I will buy them tomorrow. I've gotten other pairs of Kswisses. These are considered, or were considered, tennis shoes. I got another pair of tennis shoes with Kswiss. It was like wearing a brick on my foot. They just did not do the same. But if these ones, like I said, they discontinued them. I can't find them anywhere, and if I did, I'd still be wearing them. They're great. I'd give them a solid S tier for these ones.
All right. So these, we've got two different pairs. Van skate shoes. If you're in parkour, you've probably worn Vans before. You've probably worn skate shoes before. They're pretty popular because they have one thing in common, and it's that all rubber grip, because for skating, you don't really want foam on your shoes. So for skate shoes, these are slip-ons. You don't really want to wear slip-ons. They will slip off as well. But otherwise, they're pretty good shoes for training. They don't have the most foam. They don't have the most cushion. But for all-around just grip, and if you need something to train in, I've forgotten shoes and trained in these before. They're just slip-on Vans. They're super good for training. They're not going to be the best. They don't, like I said, they don't have enough cushion. You can bruise your feet in these pretty easily. Otherwise, they slip off. So I'd say solid C for most Van skate shoes. You really can't go wrong if you need a quick shoe to train in, and for a day, it's not going to be the end of the world. Pretty good, solid C tier for all advanced skate shoes. So to the last shoe that we don't actually have here, it's going to be the LaFleur shoes. The LaFleur shoes were a complete disappointment. I was super excited to buy them. They're over $100, like $120 or something like that. Crazy expensive. That's just not a cheap shoe in general. And so I figured that would mean quality. I figured that would mean, I'm supporting a free runner. I'm supporting Jesse LaFleur. And I was definitely supporting a free runner, but it did not mean quality. They fell apart within 3 months. With a cheaper shoe, it's expected, but with a $120 shoe, I cannot stand by that. Yeah, I'm supporting a free runner, but it's awful. The grip was okay, but for almost probably half the price now, these had, if better, if not same quality grip. So.
And they didn't fall apart.
Yeah, and I could still train in those. I have a different pair that I can train in. The best part of the whole thing was their sole. That's the sole I actually have in these New Balances. It's this purple sole. It's super cool. It had bumps. It had extra grip. It was super comfortable. Really good for training. But the sole itself is not worth $120. It came with a bag that you could keep it in. Also really cool. Lasted longer than the shoes. The shoes lasted 3 months. And the bag lasted me about a year of daily use. So F tier for the LaFleurs. Didn't stick together. Costed way too much for how much they did stay together. And overall, trash. They sucked.
Take that, Jesse LaFleur.
Take that, LaFleur. Alright.
Shout out MKE Rain. Shout out Midwest Twisters in Heartland.
Follow Glitch on SoundCloud.
Go train. And hit us up if you're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.